Okay. Yeah. Hi, I'm Frank Trigg. I got into MMA fighting. A junior instructor asked me if I want to make a couple $100 beating some guy up. And I said yes. Went and entered a tournament in Texas. 4 fights later, I made $500.
What's it like working with Affliction?
So far, so good. Working with Affliction's been fun. Top rate. Well, I'll let you know once the show's over. That's how I can tell is after, because I'm broadcasting. So once it's all said and done, I'll let you know how it went.
What do you reminisce most about Dream? Or I mean Pride.
Do I miss most about Pride?
Yeah, like what's your memories of it, and what do you miss about it?
It's just like any other fight. That's the thing. Everyone put too much stock into promotions. It's got to do with the promotion. It was the fighters that made it good. And Fedor was here. UFC was good too because it had Orlovsky. But now everyone's here at Affliction. So I don't really miss Pride so much as miss the matchups and the rules. The rules of how they put together. But it's tomorrow night will be just about as close as you can get to a Pride event. Minus the stomps and head kicks.
You started working with TNA. What's that like working with them?
TNA's fun. I've known Kurt Angle for a long time. We've been real close friends, and we actually become closer because of the show. It's difficult. It's harder than I thought it was going to be. Pro wrestling. I thought it was going to be relatively easy. There's a lot of things you got to know that are going on while other things are going on. So if it's a little bit wrecking on the mind, trying to keep that all together. But I'm having a good time. I'm having a real good time doing it.
Are you training to do some pro wrestling matches?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm training. Yeah, actually, Scott D'Amore has been training me, and then pretty soon Christian Cage will take over and start training me a little bit, and then Kaz will help train me a little bit to get me ready for a match. But when that match will be, I have no idea.
What's the pain level like compared to training for fighting and training for pro wrestling?
Not the same at all. In pro wrestling, when the pain's coming, you see it. You know where you're going. You know which direction you're going. I'm about to hit the ropes. It's about to hurt. So you know it's coming. In a fight, you never see it coming. It just happens. All of a sudden, you're getting cracked. So it's just a little bit different.
What's the biggest challenge for you in this business, in the fight business?
Biggest challenge? Getting fights.
Why is that? You're a pretty big name. Why is that difficult to get booked?
I don't know. I got to ask the promoters. I don't know.
When's your next fight? It's in Japan, right?
Yeah, August 24th. Yep, over World Victory Road.
Who are you fighting?
I forget. Japanese judo Olympian. I forget who it is. Takimoto? Yeah.
What do you enjoy more, doing the announcing or doing the fighting?
Fighting I enjoy more, but you can only do it for so long. And then broadcasting is a way for me to keep giving back to the sport, and while still being attached to the sport. So once I retire full time from fighting, and I become a full-time broadcaster, I'll still be able to be around the sport and continue. Some guys like Couture and some of the other guys, they want to train fighters, be coaches. That's not really my genre. For me, I'm better in front of the camera, and I'm better, talking about the sport. Try to get the masses to believe in it more and understand it more. And so that's the route I'm going.
Who are some fighters that you want to fight against? Is there anybody out there that you
I'd like to fight St. Pierre again, just because I had so many injuries going into that fight, and I really didn't train. I didn't train at all for that fight, and of course he made it look like it. I mean, he beat me up like an amateur. He definitely was on his A game, and I was on my B- game. My ring walk was a B-, and my fight was probably closer to a Z or a G. So, and then Robbie Lawler, I'd like to fight again, just because he knocked me out last time we fought. But I'd like to try to avenge that loss. But other than that, it's whoever they put in front of me.
Do you want to go back to UFC one day?
I don't necessarily that. Just when the fights happen, they happen.
What do you think that there'll ever be a union for fighters?
A union? No, there'll never be a union for fighters.
Why not?
There's no reason to. There's for every Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, Frank Trigg that says I'm not fighting. There's John Smith, Joe Smith, and Jane Doe all willing to fight for half the money just to be on TV. So it'll never happen. It's not like in professional athleticism with the big team sports. If one team says we're not going to compete, if the Cardinals say they're not going to compete against the Cubs, that throws off the whole series. If the Giants say they're not going to compete, that throws off the whole series because the whole team pulls out. In our situation, it'll never happen because there's not enough unity between fighters. There's too many fractions trying to fight, and there's a lot of guys that are, look, I need $300 today, so let me go ahead and fight for that $300. Even though you were getting $30,000, I'm gonna take the $300 and not worry about the union because I need the money. There's too many of that going on, so we're just all, it'll never happen.
What advice would you give to people if they wanted to become a fighter?
Play golf.
And do you have any jokes you could tell us? Do you have a joke?
No, I don't.
His career?
Just look up my career on SureDog. That's enough of a joke for you.
And what you got a radio show too, right?
Yeah, Tag Radio every morning, 9 to 10:30 West Coast time.
Online?
Yeah, online. Tagradio.com. Tag with 2 G's. Tagradio.com.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Thanks, guys.